Are you alright?
Dottore. Dottore!
Yes, Il Dottore betrayed you from the first.
Good. Good.
Was that the doctor? Did he turn into a mechanic from Fontaine?
He was one behind the Tatarasuna incident.
But why did we see things from his perspective?
When I touched the doctor to confirm whether he'd eliminated all his segments, I read this memory in his mind. You have to admit, it must be the truth.
Maybe so. But it means nothing.
It means a lot.
Does it? But this memory shows that Niwa didn't betray you. He never meant for you to be the one to take the device into the furnace. You know very well what that means. Even more so than I.
This betrayal was a lie that he has believed for hundreds of years. Was this part of the doctor's experiment? If the betrayal never happened, it existed only in his imagination. But where does this leave him?
Let's
With
give him
extreme
some
emotional
space.
conflict is where that leaves him.
Looks really mad. Paimon doesn't want to be anywhere near him right now.
Okay, let's go over there. Let's not go over there. Let's just turn our backs and let him work through his turmoil on his own. We should not be drifting off, remember? We're not supposed to go somewhere else.
We need to give him some time to process his emotions.
Yeah, but don't leave him. You can't navigate this place by yourself.
Paimon's still confused about the
God.
Tatarasuna incident. So, the doctor was behind it, but why has that gotten him so worked up?
Nobody has ever deceived you like that, Paimon. It's natural that you find it difficult to understand. Perhaps he needed to learn this someday. So now you have the complete picture. Katsuragi took the Kabuki Mono to live with the people of Tatarasuna. Later, the doctor showed up, disguised as a mechanic from Fontaine. And that's when the trouble began. It was all a horrific experiment planned by the doctor. Everything he did was just to plant seeds of disaster in Inazuma that would bear fruit in the future. Of all the unwitting participants in the doctor's experiment, the Balladeer became the main test subject. After the events you just saw in that memory, the doctor put Niwa's heart into the device and handed it to the Balladeer. Then, he instructed him to enter the furnace and absorb all the filth caused by the smelting process. The load was far beyond what he expected, but the Balladeer survived. He left the furnace in sheer exhaustion and said to the mechanic, "This device seems to have protected me. What's in it?"
Oh dear.
The mechanic answered, "Niwa fled this place for fear of punishment, but he left you a gift. He said it's the one thing that you've been looking for." He took it straight from the chest of one of his innocent servants. The mechanic removed the withered heart from the device as he spoke. The Balladeer was stunned that such unthinkable cruelty had brought him the thing he'd been longing for his entire life. A heart acquired through cold-blooded murder is a cursed thing, but it has protected him from the filth. He thought Niwa had completely betrayed him, and yet this very betrayal had ensured his survival. Overwhelmed with anger and sorrow, the Balladeer threw the heart to the ground and left Tatarasuna without looking back.
Holy moly.
I'm assuming the heart just decomposed.
So the doctor killed an innocent man and pinned everything on the victim? That's terrible.
It's Il Dottore. What else were you expecting? Being betrayed and abandoned by a close friend is sure to cause great resentment. Now we know what was behind his decision to take revenge on the Raiden Gokuden 100 years ago. But it doesn't mean that vengeance was the right decision.
Yes. Only if he understands this can he choose a new path forward.
Mystery of Tatarasuna.
Dottore, you brazen
Wait for a
face.
while.
Niwa didn't run from justice. You killed him.
This is just gonna get a great amount of vengeance within him for Il Dottore, which is great because that's what we need. A while later. Are we just staring at him this entire time?
Shall we see how he's doing? Hey, you alright? That's a scary expression.
Are you worried about me? If we didn't have such a history, I'd almost think that qualifies me to be your friend.
Aw, isn't he sweet? We just want to make sure this doesn't affect the planet. Oh, come on. It's more than that.
It won't. I'll keep my end of the deal.
Hey, are you investigating the stuff we want to know about?
That's why we're here. But unfortunately, there's no information about the Descenders in Irminsul.
That's odd, is it
Even
not?
if you can't find anything, that seems to confirm it. Irminsul does not keep records on the Descenders. Anyone who comes from beyond this world is not counted as part of Teyvat.
Oh, does that mean we have to leave empty-handed?
But the thing, I mean, yes, okay, you've closed that avenue, fine. But the thing you have to remember is that Aether is not considered a Descender. He's considered part of Teyvat, was he? Am I misremembering this back from Nahida's story? Or the Dark Quest, whenever we found it out. I might be misremembering because it was a while ago, but I thought it was saying that the Traveler was considered a Descender, but her brother wasn't, or something like that, because he's considered Khaenri'ah. So you need to look into him as a prince of the Abyss Court, or something, or whatever we're going to call it, and look into him from that avenue. Then you're going to find information about him. Not unexpected, but still thank you.
Don't thank me just yet. You look really upset. Well, since Irminsul was a dead end, I guess I can share some other info that might interest you.
Please do.
Huh? About what?
The reason why there are records about your brother in Irminsul. It might have something to do with Khaenri'ah. Apparently, Khaenri'ah was his first destination when he arrived in this world. Plus, he only came to this world because the heavens responded to the summoning.
Wait, what? The heavens responded to the summoning. Are the people of Khaenri'ah were summoning something?
The heavens responded?
The Jester told me this himself. You can take his word on this. He was a royal mage in Khaenri'ah, and lived with your brother for a time.
The Jester, another half of Tui Harbinger. Why?
I don't know the details. It's up to you whether you want to believe me. All I can say is, I wouldn't lie to you about this.
So why don't you use Irminsul to look for records through Khaenri'ah?
Did you get all that, Lesser Lord Kusanali?
Yes. Astonishing news.
What part of it was astonishing? The only new part we found out was that the Jester was a court mage alongside Aether. That's literally the only piece of information we got from that.
Does this info count towards my mission? It wasn't from Irminsul, but was it valuable?
Very valuable.
Good. In that case, I'll take some time for myself now.
You need it. You deserve it.
Huh? What have you done?
Lesser Lord Kusanali was right. My power's all but completely spent. Even if I use all of the divine power left in me, I can't sustain this shield for very long. I shared a secret with you, and now you owe me. So in return, I'd like you to answer a question for me.
I mean, that's okay. You didn't really have to go to this extent, but sure, what do you want to know?
Give me your hand.
Okay. Just do it. Just do it.
Can you hear my voice inside your head?
I certainly can. Are you trying to brainwash me? Would he ask if you can hear him if he was trying to do that?
No, I can't do anything like that anymore. At most, all I can do is exchange a few words with you. So tell me, in this world, is it possible to change the past?
I don't think we've seen any evidence of that possibility. Am I correct? Wait, why would you ask that? Because he wants to save Niwa.
Done.
Huh? What the? What happened? Paimon only saw you hold hands for a second.
If it were possible to change the past, wouldn't people have changed the history of Khaenri'ah so it didn't destroy itself? Or whatever the hell happened? I don't remember.
Nothing. I was just thanking her for helping me.
Wait, that look. Did you see me hesitate? But that was because I know about Greater Lord Rikadeva. Oh, that's what you mean by changing the past. I thought you meant like literally changing the past. But no, okay, I see where you were coming from. Right. Yes. So contextually, yes, it is possible. Uh-oh, I think by not denying it
So
immediately.
long.
I didn't...
I suggest you get yourselves out of here quickly.
My hand wasn't even on the keyboard. I didn't press space. Can we go back so I can finish reading that? God damn it. Wait. We had to follow you carefully to get here so that we didn't, go elsewhere. And now you want me to get myself out of here quickly? Can you at least lead me out safely?
Where are you going? Hey, wait up! Didn't you say not to go running off?
Paimon, we have to stop him.
Fast reaction time. But I don't think we'll be seeing each other again.
Okay. Which is weird because you're totally part of my party. Well, not my party specifically, but the people's traveler party. You were part of it, so that's a lie.
From this day forth, the names Balladeer and Kabukimono will cease to exist.
Fair enough.
Those who died in Tatarasuna because of me deserve another chance at life.
Oh, he's gonna try and change the past. But he doesn't know how because we haven't told him how. Not that we really know how to do it.
Hey, Balladeer! Don't do anything stupid!
You know, I never did like insects. Hordes of the puny things swarming together can be a real nuisance. And I enjoy nothing more than to stamp them out like the pests they are. But if a colony of harmless ants isn't threatening anyone, I guess they deserve to be left alone. Luckily, everything can be set right. It's time to solve this once and for all.
Did we ever find out whether his labor has fruit?
Balladeer! Balladeer! Uh-oh, he disappeared. Come on, we gotta find him somehow.
Oh, but continuing. I thought we were stopping here. I'm sorry. I literally thought we were ending here. We still go? Okay. He's inside the bloody tree. Where are you looking for him at? He went that way.
Oh no, he's really gone.
Oh, can you hear me?
Nahida!
Traveler, Paimon, Balladeer, what happened just now? I was suddenly cut off by some kind of power.
It was the Balladeer's fault. He shut you out.
You tell Nahida everything that happened. I wouldn't blame him for
I
it.
didn't think he'd be capable of something like that with so little power left. Did he keep some of his power hidden when he was defeated? Or did he achieve something beyond his abilities, and it took everything he had?
Well, I don't like that possibility, so don't even say that.
Where the heck did he go? Ugh, it's all our fault. We were supposed to keep an eye on him. Sorry, Nahida.
Well, we did. We watched him go into Irminsul.
Don't be. It's not your fault. Please, let me handle this from here, even though I'm not sure I can solve it.
There's nothing to solve. You just let him do what he does. He either succeeds or he fails or nothing happens. I mean, just leave him to his own devices.
We're running out of time. Follow my lead and get out of Irminsul as soon as possible.
Okie dokie. Oh, good. You're yanking me out. Fantastic.
We're out. And we're at, an inn or something?
This is an emergency. I'll have to ask you to stay here for now.
Huh?
Everything's arranged, and nobody will disturb you.
Huh? I'm so confused. It's an emergency. We have to stay here while nobody can see us. I am alarmed. Are we not in present time in our place? This is interesting. Is there anything I can do?
I'm sorry, but this isn't something I need your help with. Leave this one to me.
An emergency? How bad is it? Nahida, will you be okay?
Don't worry. If my assessment is correct, though there may be some minor disturbances, it won't lead to a disaster. Please rest and recover your strength here until I say it's safe.
Her voice has gone. Paimon can't shake the feeling that something really big has happened. What do you think the Balladeer meant? And why did he suddenly grab onto you before?
Paimon doesn't remember Greater Lord Rukkhadevata, and the Balladeer's question was a strange one. It's hard to explain in full, and the truth might be very distressing for Paimon. I'll skip the part about Greater Lord Rukkhadevata for now and focus on the Balladeer. You tell Paimon what the Balladeer asked you and what he might have been planning.
He wants to change the past? But surely that's impossible.
It's not easy, that's for sure.
Right. You can't just rewrite history. All that stuff happened already in real life. It's like,
Oh, the door's open.
imagine Paimon drank all the water in this inn. Even if no one was there to see it, Paimon would sure as heck remember drinking it.
It's not really a great example, but we'll roll with it.
So, why does Paimon still have a bad feeling about this? Paimon can't help but feel scared about what he might do. Ooh, Paimon's so confused.
Maybe he wants to erase himself from history.
Huh? Ah!
Jesus, what are you doing?
Sorry, Paimon accidentally... It's the Balladeer's fault for causing Paimon all this mental stress.
No, you knocked it over. Please take accountability for your own actions.
But erasing yourself from history? It's unthinkable. Is that really possible in Irminsul?
Not necessarily, but maybe. I'm just guessing here.
Uh-oh. Paimon's head is overheating from trying to understand what he's up to. And it's still not working. Ugh. Paimon's had it with that little brat. He's been nothing but trouble ever since we met him.
You've been nothing but trouble ever since I met you. Sound familiar?
There's no way he'll actually succeed, right? Otherwise, won't everyone who's connected to him be affected too?
Indeed, if the Balladeer does raise himself from Irminsul, many people in Inazuma will be affected. I can't imagine what that situation would look like. Worst case scenario, it will affect everyone with a connection to the Rylan Gokaden. Kazuha, Ayaka, Ayato. Will this mean they'll disappear?
There's nothing we can do about it at this point. Hey, have you got any ideas on what we should do next?
Nope.
Seems like now there's nothing left for us to do but to go to sleep. But Paimon's still so worried. Paimon won't be able to sleep a wink tonight.
Me neither.
So, how about, we list all our favorite foods to take our mind off things?
What?
Heck, if that doesn't work, Paimon's probably gonna collapse of anxiety here. All right, Paimon will start. First
Jesus
dish.
Christ.
Munstack grilled fish. Oh, and chicken mushroom skewers. Tea break pancakes, cream stew, sauteed matsutake, and Dragon chili chicken, almond tofu, satisfying salad.
I'd like to know where the door is open. Really. That's the question I have.
Also, Adeptus Temptation, golden shrimp balls, triple layered consomme, lotus seed and bird egg soup, and...
Did you fall asleep? Paimon, what's wrong?
What was Paimon supposed to be doing just now? Paimon was, talking? Huh. Paimon suddenly can't remember what she was talking about. What was it again?
Did he actually just erase himself from history? You were getting so worried about the situation with the Balladeer that you started listing foods. She's going to ask who's the Balladeer. Yeah, oh my god, he
Balladeer?
succeeded! How did he do it?
Is that a food too? Huh. Weird name though.
How did he do it? Must be so, like, crazy for the Traveler to have two people now that she remembers but no one else does. Paimon doesn't remember the Balladeer. That must mean he actually pulled it off. But how did he have that ability? That just doesn't make sense.
What's wrong?
Well, Nahida could have helped.
Your eyes are like saucers. Was it something Paimon said?
No, it's nothing. Keeps hurry up. I need to pee. I don't want to do it mid-scene. Let's go.
So, the Balladeer. Is that someone's name? Cause it sounds like a nickname or something.
No, it doesn't. It sounds like a title. Oh boy. If this is really happening, I need to know what else has changed. Paimon, come with me. We'll go see Nahida. Nahida.
Okay,
Nahida.
sure. Where are we going?
Knock, knock, knock. I want to go back to... Oh, Inazuma. You're even just going to go to Nahida? Wouldn't that be quicker? She's literally 2 minutes down the road.
Huh? Fine by Paimon, but is everything okay? You're acting like this is an emergency.
Now's not the time to explain. Let's get over there first. Okay, part 1 complete, I suppose. Part 2, A Dance of Destruction. Talk to Amanoma Togo. The Amanoma family were the ones that do the blacksmithy forgy thingy in Inazuma City. Yeah, look at that. Mish's memory for the win. 2. Inazuma. And have a chat to the Amenoma family. Shall I remember the name? Whoa. Candace just phased right through a goddamn fence. She's magic.
We made it to Amenoma Smithy.
Ah, it's been a while.
Indeed it has. Pardon me, I'd like to ask a question if I may. It may be very baffling to you. Please bear with me.
Of course. Go ahead.
About the riding Gokuden. Could you tell me that story one more time?
Oh. Now there's a question I wasn't expecting. Very well. I'll tell you what I know. Once renowned Raiden Gokuden, comprised of 5 branches. Amenoma, Futsu, Ishin, Hyakume, and Senju. The art of forging practiced by these 5 clans was first taught to them personally by the almighty Shogun. Over time, the 5 branches diverged from one another as generations of bladesmiths honed and perfected their craft until they became 5 distinct traditions. Most of the great swordsmith clans of old have since fallen into decline,
Which is hella sad.
and for a long time, only the Amenoma branch kept its art alive.
It's really, really sad that there were 5, huge families that had this fantastic and old tradition of bladesmiths, or swordsmiths, or whatever you want to call them. And they just really aren't there anymore. It's just really sad.
But fortunately, Khaenri'ah recently returned to Inazuma and took up the mantle of the Ishin art. Now, 2 clans remain of the original Gokuden 5. If my memory serves me right, you yourself were present when he forged the Ishin blade.
Oh, yeah, we were. Paimon remembers that now.
What do you mean Paimon remembers that now? Yeah, how did you forget?
We learned a bit about the decline of the Raiden Gokuden then, too. It seems like such a shame.
What was the reason behind their decline?
That, my friends, is a tragic tale indeed. In fact, this was not made known to me for most of my life. All these years, I knew of those great clans' demise, but never the cause. Only recently, when the question was on my mind, did I ask Khaenri'ah about this. He told me that, as we are both heirs to a branch of the Raiden Gokuden, it was right that I should know the truth. There is no harm in telling you, but I must warn you. It is a dark and sorrowful tale. The Raiden Gokuden were the targets of a murderous rampage by a vengeful bladesmith.
Vengeful? Why?
400 years ago, so I'm told, there was a catastrophic malfunction in Tatarasuna's furnace. One brave swordsmith heard the commotion and chose not to flee, but he rushed to the scene, hoping to prevent a disaster. Tatarasuna was home to a state-of-the-art forging and smelting operation in that day, and overseeing it was the armory officer. His surname was Niwa, though he had family ties to the Khaenri'ah clan.
Does that mean that Scaramouche saved Niwa if he has run to save Tatarasuna?
Knowing that they had just one chance to save countless lives, Mr. Niwa and the
Oh no,
swordsmith
the swordsmith
leaped
is somebody
together
else,
into
but
the
obviously
furnace.
Scaramouche then.
The furnace quickly stabilized, but neither of them made it out.
That is interesting. One, we know that Scaramouche makes it out because he's part of your party. But the reason why he survived the first time was because Niwa's heart was protecting him. How would he have been protected this time around?
The smith's death, though heroic, dealt a devastating blow to his family's fortunes. His orphan son was left to fend for himself, and grew up deeply resentful at the world.
What happened to his mother?
In his heart, the whole of Inazuma was culpable in his tragedy. He hated the almighty Shogun for her apparent indifference towards his father's death, and he hated everyone who had done nothing to try and save him. Powerless and destitute, the only legacy he had to pass on to his children was his hatred. Generation after generation bore this grudge, living in utter misery.
Doesn't sound like Scaramouche's changed history for the better. Especially considering Niwa died anyway.
Alas, if only the story could have ended there. But 100 years ago, the then head of this family reached the end of his wits. He could bear their fate no longer, and yet he could do nothing to change it. Finally, he made a drastic decision to take revenge on the Raiden Gokuden. In doing so, he sought to vent his pent-up anger and shake the very foundations of Inazuma's forging industry. In his fury, he murdered indiscriminately, killing even bladesmiths from the Hyakume clan which he belonged to. His goal was absolute, the devastation of all of the Raiden Gokuden. But when he came to the Khaenri'ah and Kamisato clans, his killing spree came to an abrupt end. He failed to catch them unawares. They fought back fiercely, and they did not spare his life.
Why should they? He just decimated 3 other houses. 2 other houses, because I suppose he belonged to one.
That is why the Khaenri'ah clan and their Ishin art survived that day. I suppose they were the lucky ones, under the dire circumstances.
Sorry, yawning. Legend of the Raiden Gokuden has changed. Someone else attacked the swordsmiths. It looks like the Balladeer did something in Irminsul, but it seems Niwa still died. That's the point I made.
Was there anything else you wanted to ask?
Have you seen Kazuha recently? No, I don't want Kazuha. He's a lovely fellow, and his stories are great, but we just have so much of Kazuha in this. Pick on someone else.
Kazuha?
Speak to Ayaka
Why,
or
yes.
something, or Ayato.
Just yesterday, in fact. We spoke for a while over some tea. He seemed well.
Wasn't he supposed to be traveling the world? Why is he still in Inazuma? Whew, so he still exists. And he's the same Kazuha I know. Things don't go... sorry, I'm rubbing my eye. I can't read with one eye. Things don't seem as bad as I feared last night. That's all. Thank you very much.
My pleasure.
Don't tell Paimon. There are other places you want to visit too, right? Your expression says it all. You can't hide anything from Paimon.
Paimon, I'd hope that I have other places I want to visit. We came all the way to Inazuma. I didn't come here just for one location.
On to the next stop. Lead the way, traveler. Paimon will be right behind you.
Only because I can't get rid of you like a gnat. Go to the Yashiro Commission. I can do that, except you're covering my travel point. Please don't do that.
We're here. This is the Yashiro Commission's headquarters, so...
Traveler, it's been a while.
Oh my god, voice does not suit body. Hello.
If you're looking for the Commissioner and Miss Kamisato, I'm afraid your timing is unfortunate.
Well, that sucks.
They're not here right now.
Are they out on business?
The Commissioner is out on business, and Miss Kamisato is standing in for some meetings in the Commissioner's place. If it's urgent, you're welcome to wait inside until they get back.
What do you think? Shall we go in?
Thank you. We'll take you up on that offer. Is Toma still here? Can we take a walk in the courtyard?
If it were anyone else, I couldn't allow it. But seeing as you're so close with the Commissioner and Miss Kamisato, I think it should be okay.
We'll be heading in then.